Hello, everyone. It's Thor, and today we're going to be talking about Mars retrograde into the sign of Taurus, which is starting on November 13th. And it's going to be in Taurus all the way till March of next year, 2023. For many of you, you probably recall that this initial retrograde started in the sign of Gemini on October 30th. So it's only going to be in the sign of Gemini for 2 weeks. And on November 13th, this is what we're going to get. We're going to talk about all 12 signs in this video. So be sure to check your ascendant sign and also your moon sign when you're looking at these horoscopes. For those of you that are new to my channel, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get all of the updates when I drop a new video. And those of you that are new to my channel, I do Vedic sidereal astrology, which is different than Western tropical astrology. Many people are used to looking at their sign by just knowing their month of birth and day of birth. Well, in Vedic astrology, it's a little different in how we calculate your sign. So you're going to want to find the appropriate calculator. If you're interested in a personal private reading, please check for details down below. So let's get into this. Those of you remember I produced another video a couple weeks ago where I talked about Mars retrograde in Gemini. So it's a very short transit, and that's why I'm making this new updated video where we're going to talk about its effects in Taurus. And mainly this retrograde is going to be impacting the sign of Taurus since it's going to be here for about 4 months. And the reason why a planet goes retrograde in the first place is because there's some sort of revisit to some idea in the past or some sort of unfinished business. And that's why really we're seeing the retrograde. So the retrograde in Taurus starts November 13th, and it's going to be until January 12th, 2023. That's the retrograde motion. And then it's still going to be in Taurus. It's going to be direct from January 12th to March 12th. But during that whole time, it's going to be in the sign of Taurus. It's just whether it's retrograde and direct. The most acute phase of this transit is going to be when it's retrograde, because that's when the planet really is stronger and you see a lot of the karmic fruits triggered is mostly during the retrograde. The reason why a retrograde planet is stronger in Vedic astrology is because the planets are closer to the Earth. So the effects are seen as almost doubled or amplified from just a regular direct transit. So let's start with Aries. If you are Aries ascendant or Aries moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars is a positive planet for you. It rules the first house and the 8th house, and it's going to be going through your second house of Taurus. So there's going to be a transformation of your finances. And you may receive unexpected money during this time since the 8th house represents unexpected things. And you may find yourself having some sort of stroke of luck during this time. You could also have some disputes with family members since second house represents family of origin. And also because of the aspect to the 5th house, you may have, if you have children, you may have restless children. And the remedy is going to be to have your children play sports or have an outlet for the extra energy that's happening there. If you're single Aries, this is going to be a really good time to date since 5th house is being aspected. And, 5th house is all about dating and courtship. So this would be a really good time if you're single. And also this may be a time for you to start a new educational program. 9th house represents higher learning, college, university education is all indicated there. And also you may want to check up on your father or teachers or gurus during this time because of the aspect to the 9th house, and the 8th house being involved can show sudden events happening there. So if they're in good health, there's nothing to worry about, but you may want to call up and check on them during this transit. If you are a Taurus ascendant or Taurus moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars is a neutral planet for your sign. It rules the 2nd and 12th or 7th and 12th house. And it's going to be going through your first house, which represents the self. This is who you are. This is going to be somewhat of a difficult transit because the 12th house represents a loss of vitality. So you may need to make sure you're checking up on your health and doing all the appropriate things to take care of that. Your irritability and anger might be on the rise as well, since anger's real, since Mars is going to literally be in the first house of your body. And you also might be facing upset marriage partners, business partners, and Mars will force you to confront these long-standing issues because it is going to be opposite, aspecting the house opposite to itself. You may have problems with in-laws because it's aspecting the eighth house, so that's something to be aware of. And you may move residence during this time or make some sort of house renovations because of the Mars aspect to the fourth house. And there could also be losses for your mother or mother figures during this time. Sometimes it could be financial losses or something along those lines. Take care of yourself, Taurus. If you are Gemini ascendant or Gemini moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars is a cruel planet for you, Gemini, because it rules the 6th house and the 11th house. Those are both houses of struggle. And it's going to be going through your 12th house of Taurus. This means that there could be secret enemies being activated behind the scenes. So make sure you're dotting all your I's and crossing all your T's during this time, because you might have people secretly observing you or watching your actions at this moment. Travel to foreign countries is not really recommended during this time, because when Mars is aspecting the 12th house and it's the 6th lord, it's showing some sort of criminal activity there. So be careful. Health concerns are also going to come to the forefront during this transit, so make sure you're taking care of yourself. You may have disturbed sleep during this transit because 12th house represents dreams, and sometimes people have problems with nightmares and so forth. On the positive side of things, this is going to be a good time to start a business or a side hustle or set up a new social media account because of its aspect to your 3rd house. There also may be problems with siblings, since the aspect to the 3rd house represents brothers and sisters and siblings. So take care of yourself, Gemini. This may be a difficult transit for you. If you are Cancer ascendant or Cancer moon, this is actually going to be a positive transit for you, because Mars is a beneficial planet. It rules your 5th house and 10th house, and it's a Yoga Karaka planet for your sign. It's going to be going through your 11th house of Taurus. So this is a lot about economic gains, new friendship networks, and this is going to be very positive. This is a good time to launch an online business, and also anything having to do with being recognized and given awards is strongly highlighted during this time. There could be disputes with older siblings or friends because of Mars's transit through the 11th house. It will add some sort of agitation energy there. But overall, I see this being a very beneficial transit for you. And there's definitely an increase in your financial assets. For example, the aspect to the 2nd house could show bank accounts growing. So this is a very positive aspect. And you got to be careful of course, there's always going to be a little bit of a negative thing in there. Restless coworkers and neighbors, that's going to be something you may have to be cautious of during this transit because of the aspect to the 6th house. So just be careful when it comes to that. If you are Leo ascendant or Leo moon, this reading is going to be for you. And Mars is a wonderful planet for you, Leo, because it rules the 4th house and the 9th house, and it's a Yoga Karaka planet. It's going to be transiting through your 10th house of Taurus, which is all about career and promotion. And the focus is going to be on your career, but you're going to feel a lot of pressure because even though Mars is a positive planet for you, it usually promotes change through struggle. So there might be a feeling of angst there. But the chance of promotion is really, it's a great chance you will be promoted or increase of rank, but you're going to be given more responsibility. The downside is you may have cranky bosses or ones that are putting a lot of pressure on you. You're going to have lots of energy because of the Mars aspect to the 1st house. So you may want to find some sort of outlet for that energy, like working out, martial arts, yoga, so forth. And you may not be able to sit still. The aspect to the 5th house could show some difficulties with children during this time, or that they're restless in some way. Of course, finding an outlet for your children will be the best way in dealing with it. And like I said, you may feel irritable because of the aspect to the 1st house. If you are Virgo ascendant or Virgo moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars is a cruel planet for you, Virgo, because it rules the third house and it rules the eighth house, which is considered an evil house. And the transit's going to be going through your ninth house of Taurus. There's going to be a focus on Dharma, teaching, gurus, and even your father. So sudden events regarding your teachers or father or gurus could happen because of the eighth lord aspect of this. So you may want to check up on them and make sure they're okay. And your dreams may be disturbed during this time because of the aspect to the 12th house. You may feel compelled to travel during this time, but there may be trouble with that. So I don't necessarily recommend travel because of the eighth lord aspect to it. And you may move house during this time over the next 4 months because of the aspect to the fourth house. So there could be some sort of sudden move in that whole situation. House renovations also may happen during this time, but some losses as a result. Just because the eighth lord is involved, there's always this sense of something being lost, but something being gained in this transit. So take care of yourself, Virgo. If you are Libra ascendant or Libra moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars is a neutral planet for you. It rules the second house and the seventh house. And the transit's going to be going through your eighth house of Taurus. Money may come out of nowhere for you, Libra, during this time in the form of an inheritance, tax return, insurance payout, or even money from investors if that's what you're waiting on. There could be some sort of boon coming out of this. Your marital finances will grow during this time if you are married. However, there may be difficulties with the in-laws there since the eighth house is being really agitated. You may have a raise in salary during this time because of the aspect to the 11th house, so more money is indicated. And you also, it's going to be a good time to start up a business if you're interested in doing that, especially something that's online because of the third house aspect. And you could have restless siblings. That's the downside with the aspect to the third house. So take care of yourself, Libra. If you are Scorpio ascendant or Scorpio moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars is a neutral planet for you. It rules the first house and the sixth house. And because of its sixth house lordship, that's what makes it neutral, even though it should be a beneficial planet. It's transiting through your seventh house of Taurus. And as you may know, seventh house represents marital partners, long-term romantic partners, and business partners. So you could expect some sort of restlessness from your spouse, partners, or business partners. And health may be an issue with your partners, so be careful with that. But promotions are going to be definitely in the works for you since the seventh house represents 10th from 10th, which is a career house. Watch out for jealous or irritable bosses during this time because of the sixth lord aspect to this. Sixth house represents things like jealousy and envy. Be careful about debt because it's aspecting your second house. So be careful about those credit cards. And also you may have issues with dental health. So this is kind of a negative transit, although you may be promoted at work. So I guess it's kind of a mixed bag for you, Scorpio. Take care of yourself. If you are Sagittarius ascendant or Sagittarius moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars is a neutral planet. It rules the 5th and 12th houses for your ascendant. And it's going to be transiting the 6th house of Taurus, which is considered a difficult house. So there's going to be a focus on health. You may start a new diet or health routine during this time, or maybe you'll start going to the gym. But there's this focus on really taking care of yourself. So there might be some sort of issue that comes up where you realize you got to take care of your health. You may have restless coworkers and neighbors. So be careful. It seems like Mars could make somebody lose their cool in certain situations. So they might be looking for conflict. So be careful there. And you also may have losses for your father or your teachers during this time because it's aspecting the 9th house and it's the 12th lord. So it's associated with losses. So you may want to check up on them. It's a good time to study or take a university course during this time if you're trying to brush up on anything, though. And you also may have a lot of restless, agitative energy in yourself because it's aspecting your first house, which represents your body. So take care of yourself, Sagittarius. If you are Capricorn ascendant or Capricorn moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars is a mildly cruel planet for you, Capricorn. It rules the 4th and 11th house, and the 11th house is considered a cruel house because it's an upachaya house, or a house of effort. It's going to be transiting through your 5th house of Taurus, and the 5th house is all to do about creativity. So you may have an increase of income through creative projects. For example, if you're an artist, you could make money selling paintings and things like that. If you're single, it's going to be a really good time to date because the 5th house represents dating and courtship. You may have restless children, though, if you have children. So the remedy there is going to be sports and other outlets for your children. Sudden money may also come out of nowhere through inheritance, insurance payout, or investors because of the aspect to the 8th house. And because Mars rules the 11th house, there's an idea of some sort of money or economic gains being brought out of this. So be on the lookout for that. There's going to be an increase in the marital finances if you are married because of the aspect to the 8th house. It indicates more abundance in that aspect. Foreign travel or investment is also going to be something that's emphasized during this transit. So you may get a travel bug, or you may just want to invest in foreign companies. And actually, that's strongly encouraged because Mars is the 11th lord. So that would show actually success in those gains. All right, if you are Aquarius ascendant or Aquarius moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars is a mildly cruel planet for you because it rules the 3rd house and the 10th house. And those houses are considered houses of effort. So that's why they're kind of a cruel nature to them. It's going to be transiting through your 4th house of Taurus. So there may be a move of residence, or there may be some sort of home improvements on property, or you may find things that you have to fix during this time. There's going to be lots of household responsibilities and chores, so you may find yourself forced to be at home a lot during this time. However, home businesses are going to be very favored because the 10th lord is in the 4th house. And you may actually have promotions at work because of the aspect to the 10th house. So there's a positive news in all of this. You're going to have restless bosses with high expectations. I feel like you're going to be working a lot. And of course, there could be a promotion or increased responsibilities if you have a spouse or long-term partner that's with you as well. So good luck for you, Aquarius. If you are Pisces ascendant or Pisces moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars is a really good planet for you, Pisces, because it rules the 2nd house and the 9th house. So it's a planet that really is a money planet. It provides a lot of good fortune for you. It's going to be going through your 3rd house of Taurus. So I feel like this is going to be a real busy time for you. You're going to be really busy. Money could be coming through small business, media publications, or handcraft. And also, if you work in an office, you could be having a lot of overtime work, but there's bonuses coming. So I feel like you're going to be compensated for it. Because it's transiting the 3rd house, you could have difficulties with siblings. So be on the watch out for that. And restless coworkers or neighbors because of the aspect of the 6th house. So you want to make sure that you're doing your job well, because you might have people watching you looking to see if they can make some sort of complaint. You also may have some sort of new health routine because of the aspect to the 6th house. There's a focus on health during this time. But that being said, I feel like there's an increase of respect and esteem during this time because of the aspect to the 10th house. So overall, this is going to be a very positive transit. It's just going to be you're forced to work very hard for everything, Pisces. So take care of yourself. All right, so that's what we have for all 12 signs. This transit is going to be so impactful for all of you because the retrograde planet is so powerful. So you want to make sure you check your moon sign, your ascendant sign. Look at the house that Mars is transiting, but also look at the houses that Mars is aspecting, because those houses are also going to come up during this transit. I wish you all the best for this transit, and take care, and comment down below and let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next one.